Scene management. In the last video, we set up a fall-in death barrier type of thing. So when we fell off our level, our lives went down. But the issue is, when we get to lives are zero, I think it'll be or one, then it will keep doing this with respawns and all that work perfectly. But really, at this point, it should say game over. Or something like that appears on the screen. Because obviously at this point it's not working. Whoa, what was that about? Anyway, so this video is basically going to be showing how we can set up a game over scene because we've currently got a scene set up which is sample scene. That's where all this stuff is here. And the idea will be that when we get down to lives are equal to zero, we will be transported to that and it will say game over. You need to restart the game or quit or whatever it might be. So first things first, I have got a scenes folder set up. Not that I've already set this up, this is already in there. If you've got one, great, go into and you should see the sample scene, which is this one here we're currently working on. So what I'm going to need to do is right click on there, hit create, and if I go to scene, it's going to ask me what do I want to call it. I'm going to call it game over. And if I double click on game over, it will load up a new scene lock called game over. And if I double click sample scene, it will take us back to the original one. Now, on this scene, there isn't anything apart from the camera. So I'm going to change the background color so it is black. So I think if I do 6 zeros in there, then that represents, that's a hexadecimal for that. And when I go to game here, it says that. Now, what I'm going to do really, really quickly as you're watching, I'm just going to set up something so it says game over in the middle of the screen. Right, so here it is. I've got my game over in the middle of the screen. The idea will be at some point, I'll probably have buttons on here so I can press restart or quit or go back to main menu, something like that. But I just wanted to make sure we've got this set up. And you can see there's a little asterisk there to say, well, you need to save this. So I'm just pressing Control S. Because if I didn't, and I double clicked on sample scene, it will say, didn't you want to save something on that game over scene? And then you just press yes to it. Now, anyway, back to the point. So we've actually got this falling death script. So if I just double click on the grey there, it will load up in Visual Studio. And hopefully this will be familiar to you in respect of what loads up on the screen. I'm just trying to buy time by kind of chatting away. And we've literally just got to add a couple of lines to get this to work. So the very first thing we're going to add is this yellow line here. And this allows us to actually access a library which has scene management code within there. And then down here within our, where we to, on trigger enter bit. So this is basically when we hit the falling death trigger or the player hits it, then it does this routine where it actually pauses the game for 2 seconds and then it takes down the seconds and so on. But this bit here needs to change a little bit. So I'm actually just gonna go and grab the next bits. And if I scroll down, I'm just literally taking these lines here and I'm popping them there. And then I've just got to put, I think it's done it for me. No, it hasn't done it for me. I'm going to press enter here. So it's actually got the closed bracket. So we're basically saying that when the lives get down to one, so basically if our lives are currently set as one and then we're going to lose another one to go to zero, it will take us to that scene, the game over scene, the one we just set up. Otherwise, it's just going to do this thing of respawning and then pausing for 2 seconds and doing things on screen. So let's just press save and come back onto Unity. Now, I'm tempted to press play straight away, but I know that won't work. It will do, everything will work fine. It'll run the game, but we won't get transported to game over scene. And the reason why is something I forgot to do earlier. If you go back to game over scene, and we go up to file and build settings, you see that the sample scene's already there, but we also need to add this open scene. So we've currently got a game over one on there. And if I just close that down, go back onto the sample scene and press play, and I'm going to die 3 times. And when my lives get down to 1 and then 0, we will hopefully get transported to our game over scene. So you can see I've increased the speed a little bit. I might actually make it even quicker because I still think that's quite easy to kind of do there. And hopefully now, look, it goes to our game over scene. So in our next video, we're going to look at a button on here to press restart, maybe a quit button to actually exit the game. But the restart button then will take us back to our sample scene, which I might have to rename actually. Hi, Future Rob here. If you want to jazz up your game over scene or your you win scene, I don't think I've ever used the phrase jazz up before. But anyway, you can add some music, which you know how to do. You've done sounds before. And hopefully they'll play very soon. And you can actually animate your text to actually get it to bounce around the place. Now, on mine, I've actually got these split into two texts on my canvas. So it's you and it's going to win as well. And over on the right-hand side, I've added a script to each of these, which is called title animation. The scripts are the same for both, but you'll notice that the move amount and speed is slightly different on each to make it look as if they're kind of bouncing separately to each other. Now the script, so if you just simply go to add component, I've called it title animation, as you can see there, and that's how the script looked. So if you want to do that, by all means do so. Have a little play around yourself with the speed and the move amount actually on Unity and see what you make of it.